Today we'll be covering the Collaborati CSM ID and reset password training. We'll begin by going over an overview, troubleshooting CSM errors, and looking at some examples. What is the CSM ID and how is it related to the CSM password? The CSM ID is an identifier for Collaborati. The identifier is used to confirm that the connection to Collaborati is true for the Collaborati side. Additionally, the password in CSM that's generated by Collaborati is used to confirm that the connection to Collaborati is true for the Team Connect side. The client profile page shows the client's name and two buttons. That's the Reset Password and Clear CSM ID. These buttons should be used to fix error messages that occur in CSM. On the right is an example of an error that has occurred in CSM. Collaborati support can take action on certain error messages. These error messages are listed here. Connection could not be established. Invalid user ID or password. Please try again. Connection with specified URL could not be established. Connection refused. Unrecognized CSM identifier. Now we'll look at how to troubleshoot the CSM errors. The support team should determine what the error message says and take appropriate action. Support should identify the client's name using the user ID if needed, and also verify which environment the client is connected to. Support verifies that the client can receive an email that's sent to the email address on the client page if they are resetting the password. Now we'll look a little further into what it means to reset the password. By clicking the button on this page, the Reset Password button, you'll see this confirmation message in green. Client password has been reset. At that time, an email will be sent to the technical contact on the client's profile page. That appears on the right. However, if there is no technical contact listed, the email is sent to the billing contact. An email is sent to the billing or technical contact. It includes the client name, the web address, a user ID, and the password. Note that the web address is not the same as the URL that needs to be entered in the connection settings. The connection settings include a special URL. You'll need to refer to the CSM connection settings document in order to see a list of the special URLs. Additionally, on the connection settings, you'll see the user ID and password. Those will need to match what's in the email. The connection settings document includes the URLs for the connection settings. They reference the HTTP invoker. The URLs must be shared with clients via email from the support team, either in the body of an email or as part of an attachment. The URL could also be shared via chat if you're in a video meeting with the client. Once the reset password has been updated, the client can click the Test Connection button to verify if the connection is successful. Now we'll look at the button more closely for clearing the CSM ID. Clicking the Clear CSM ID button will show this confirmation message. New client CSM identifier is now allowed. An email will be sent to the billing technical contact and all MeterTech admin users regarding the new CSM identifier. No further action is taken once the button is clicked. The client can then click Test Connection on the CSM Connection Settings page. Now we'll cover just a few more tips. If the connection in CSM is not successful, there might be an error that says, connection to Collaborati cannot be established. Any changes you make may be lost. The client can click Test Connection button in order to view the error messages. Here, the Test Connection button has been clicked and you'll see an error on the bottom. What if the client name is unknown? Some clients have a lot of connections between Collaborati and Team Connect. For example, the MeterTech sales team has a lot of client names with the word demo. What if the person doesn't know the client name? The client notes document contains a list of the SIS user IDs for cross-reference. Ask the client for the SIS user ID for the connection settings. Then use the client notes to look up the client name. For example, this SIS user number ending in 6009 belongs to the client with the name asterisk demo 03. If the client name is not listed, but the ID is, use the ID to cross-reference the name, entering the ID ending in 2467 here in the URL. Click on any client's name in Test Collaborati and replace the ID with the ID 77262467. Then click Enter in the URL to find the client name, asterisk demo 03. You can also view this article in the Client Success Center for more tips. Now we'll review in depth the actions to take for each error. First, for this error message, connection could not be established, invalid user ID or password, please try again. Make sure to verify the client name, verify the Collaborati environment, verify the client can receive an email sent to the technical contact or billing contact. First, you will take the step to log into the correct environment that matches number 3. Then click on Clients in the top menu and click on the client's name that matches number 2. If the password needs to be sent to a different email address than you sent it to in number 4, then make sure to update the technical contact and click the Save button. Then you'll take steps to reset the password and click Clear CSM ID. Once you've done that, you can restore the technical contact if it was changed. Now, if you need to assist with the error, connection with the specified URL could not be established, make sure to verify the client name, and verify the Collaborati environment. Share the correct URL, or you can send the CSM connection settings document. Ask the client to review the URL in the connection settings. If the error says connection refused, unrecognized CSM identifier, make sure to verify the Collaborati environment and verify the client name. We have just a few clients that have used clustered nodes. You may need to check if the client uses clustered nodes. Then follow these steps. Log into the correct environment that matches number 2. Click on Clients in the top menu bar, then click the client's name that matches number 3, then click Clear CSM ID button. There is a tab in the client notes that gives more information about the clustered nodes. If the client uses clustered nodes, you could ask the client if the nodes are in sync. The client can check the loggers by checking if there's a drop-down showing in the loggers. If the client is using clustered nodes and the nodes are not in sync, the drop-down will only show one entry. If the nodes are in sync, the drop-down does show two or more nodes. If the client's using clustered nodes and the nodes are not in sync, the nodes must be restarted. Transfer the case to Team Connect support if client needs assistance with restarting the nodes. And just note that restarting the nodes may fix the CSM error. If there's no error message on the CSM connection settings page, the CSM logs may need to be reviewed. Ask the client to send the CSM logs using email or attach the logs to the case. Once the logs are received, inform the customer that the case is being transferred to Team Connect support for further review. Add appropriate case comments on any actions from support. Then you can transfer the case to Team Connect support. Sometimes the client doesn't know which environment they should connect to. If they're using a test environment for testing, it may be helpful to ask more questions to understand their needs. We do have an article about connecting to test Collaborati or testing using a test vendor. Troubleshooting CSM errors is considered a critical issue and should be responded to within 4 hours. The case can initially be marked as SEV2. However, if the case is resolved by clearing the CSM ID or resetting the password, the severity can be downgraded to SEV3. Cases requiring more than that should be considered a severity 2, so additional resources can be allocated for resolution. Inform appropriate leaders of the high severity case. All right, now we'll have a few examples. Example 1. This Team Connect instance shows an error message. Connection could not be established. Invalid user ID or password. Please try again. Can you determine the error message, the client name, and the Collaborati environment from this page? Well, we know the error message, invalid user ID or password. The client name is known in this case. It's TC5.2. And the environment, it's stage Collaborati, fulldata.test.collaborati. Log into the correct environment. Here we are logged into stage Collaborati. Click on Clients in the top menu bar, then click on the client's name. Click the Reset Password button. Click the Clear CSM ID button. Note the email address on the client profile page. Then send an email to the client and verify the person can receive an email sent to the technical contact. In this case, it's the billing contact. Here's the email we sent to the client. Hello, Jacob. We reset the password and cleared the CSM ID for TC5.2 in Stage Collaborati. Let us know if you can receive an email sent to the email address that we have on the client profile page. Please confirm if the CSM sync is working now. If the password needs to be sent to a different email address, note the current email address and temporarily update the client's technical contact. Here it says, thank you. Please send the email to Jacob Olivares at mitratech.com. So here we've saved the technical contact. Then we'll need to repeat the steps. Click Reset the Password button. Click Clear CSM ID button. Then the password will be sent to the correct email address. Finally, restore the technical contact because it was changed. And then we've confirmed with the client that the CSM sync is working. Hello, Jacob. I cleared the CSM ID and reset the password and sent it to your email address. Please confirm if the CSM sync is working now. Client confirms that CSM sync is working with a nice little screenshot here. Downgrade the case to severity 3 if it was for production, then close out the case. This one wasn't for production, so it's going to be a sub 4. Example 2. In this case, the client name is not known. Can you reset the password for this Team Connect instance? And they just sent a screenshot. I don't recall the client name for this instance. And there's the error message, invalid user ID or password. Please try again. Use the client notes to find the client name for the sys user ID, ending in 5355. All right, we know the name of the client now. It's Gray Client. Now we know the error message, invalid user ID, the client name is Gray Client, and the environment is Test Collaborati, dummydata.testcollaborati. We still have yet to verify if the client can receive an email sent to the technical contact. So log into the correct environment, click on the client, on clients in the top menu bar, then click on the client's name, Gray Client. Click the Reset Password button, click the Clear CSM ID button, send an email to the client and verify the person can receive an email sent to the technical contact. Hello, Jane. We reset the password and cleared the CSM ID for a Gray Client in Test Collaborati. Let us know if you can receive an email sent to tracy.urban@mitratech.com. Please confirm if the CSM sync is working now. Yes, it's working now. All right, we're almost done with the training. We have a few tips here at the end in the appendix. These are links to articles that we have in the Client Success Center, the Nutritech admin only clearing a client CSM ID. We also have an article about what is the CSM ID, new CSM identifier allowed, troubleshooting. And finally, the CSM logs and troubleshooting the CSM sync. We'll share these links as part of a handout in the Trackstar training. Please review those links before you take the test or assessment. And thank you for your time.